Welcome to another Brownie Bites edition of It's Always Game Day in Cleveland. Daryl Ryder coming to you from the Greenbrier in the mountains of West Virginia as the Browns wrapped up their work on Friday, day number 2 here in West Virginia. A lot of attention on Deshaun Watson and Myles Garrett because, well, we heard from both of those guys on Friday. But let's start with running back Nick Chubb. Batman close to returning. As I record this just a few minutes ago, he just wrapped up some sprints on the field. He looked great. We've seen him out working on the side. Here's head coach Kevin Stefanski prior to practice on the work that number 24 has been putting in to get himself back on the field as soon as possible.
He's progressing exactly where he should be. You know Nick, I know Nick. I mean, he's pushing it. He's doing everything that they're asking him to do, and as much as he can do more than that within reason and within what the medical side wants him to do. But it's good to have him out here, period. We always love when Nick's out there at practice. He's somebody that even when he's not in the given play, he can make a big impact on it. But I wouldn't say him being out there is an indication of when he's back. He'll be back next week. I mean, you should see how much he's doing day to day. I mean, he's up early, working with the trainers, working with the strength and conditioning staff. So all of that happens in the morning, in the evening, around practice as well.
While we await Batman's return, now let's shift our attention to Watson, who was once again a full participant. No surprise there. He is expected to get a very heavy workload during training camp. Still to be determined if he's going to play during the preseason. Kevin Stefanski honestly is up in the air. He is undecided as to whether or not he wants to put number 4 on the field. He's weighing those options right now, but what's most important is that he is getting the work in practice. And on Friday, we did get to see our first 11 on 11 work. Watson seemed to have really good chemistry with his receivers, a lot of zip on the football, made a couple of nice sideline throws to Amari Cooper. Here's Stefanski on the work that number 4 has been putting in.
And he feels that he's ready to go. Again, we'll be smart with all of our guys, especially your quarterback. We'll be smart with what we ask him to do and as we bring him along, if you will. But he's very excited and feels. You always have to look at every decision and what's in the best interest of the club and the best interest of the player. We have some time before we make that decision. I've done it a bunch of different ways for different players over the years, and really the whole goal is to get ready for this season and beyond, and get ready for September 8th. So if we feel like it's important to play, we'll do that. If we feel like it's not, we'll do that. But still taking in information, I will talk to the coaches as we get closer to those preseason. He's been diligent about his rehab. He's worked very hard to put himself in position where he is right this minute. All eyes on him. I think that's nothing new for the quarterback and the quarterback in any franchise. I think he's used to that. So I think for him, it's been a big off-season of making sure his body's right and certainly his mind is right, and he's got the right mindset as we get going.
This is year 3 for Watson with the Browns, who is coming off back-to-back seasons that saw him play just 6 games in each of them. Of course, in 2022, limited because of the settlement with the NFL, the disciplinary settlement there. And then, of course, last year, he suffered that broken bone in his right throwing shoulder. So he has spent the duration of this particular offseason leading up to training camp rehabbing, getting the strength and mobility back in that shoulder so he can be at his best. Of course, many believe here in 2024, how Watson goes is how the Browns will go. And Watson talked about trying to put the tumultuous previous 3 years for him in the rearview mirror.
I think, honestly, it's really just, blocking out all the bullshit, honestly. Outside, it was tough coming in 2 years, different environment, different, different team, different all that. So, you come in and, your character's been, mentioned this way, and then, it kind of flip on you, and, you're trying to, biggest thing, you're trying to get people to like you or improve. But now it's like, at the end of the day, it's 2 years in, and if you don't, like me or you have your own opinions, then forget it. It is what it is. So I think blocking out all the noise and focusing on me and focusing on what I need to do to be the best Deshaun Watson I can be for myself, my family, and my teammates. Of course, my character was getting challenged, and I know, like I said, I know who I am, and a lot of people never really knew my history or knew who I really was. So, you know, they going based off other people's opinions and whatever other people are saying. But, yeah, you know, I'm a person that like to have people like me. And I feel like a lot of people are like that. So sometimes, you know, things in your brain, you just got to turn and you just got to be like, forget it. It is what it is. So I took 21 off, didn't play ball, you know, had the, you know, suspension. So I missed a lot of ball, and I'm trying to come back. And, you know, last year I thought that was going to be the year where I can play a full year and get, you know, a full season under my belt, and the injury happened. So, you know, I was there very disappointed and down. Not just because, you know, I couldn't show exactly what I can do for this organization. And, yeah, I understand that they put a lot into me, but, you know, sometimes the injuries you can't control. So a lot of things kind of, you know, didn't fall in place the last 2 years, but, you know, praying and taking it one day at a time that everything do this year. I get too well, people say, to be honest.
Let's turn our attention back to the practice field here for a moment. We got to see Bubba Ventrone and the mad scientist himself, Mike Vrabel, working on special teams, that new kickoff return. We got to see a total of 7 different return combinations for that new play that has been put in place this year. It's going to be interesting to see how the Browns are going to handle it, but it was fascinating to watch Bubba Ventrone be true to his word. He told us in the offseason program, if you play a skill position, receiver, tight end, running back, you're going to get an opportunity to return some kicks. That was on full display Friday morning. Now, let's turn to the overall picture here in 2024 for the Browns. Of course, there are very high expectations. The Browns are coming off an 11-win playoff campaign. Expectations are they will return to the playoffs. The question is, can they win a playoff game? When you look at this schedule this year, it is daunting. It is unforgiving. It starts week 1 against Dallas, Dak Prescott, and the Cowboys. But it is a gauntlet that both Myles Garrett and Deshaun Watson welcome.
It's a slaughterhouse over in the AFC. Both, you know, guys who come out of it are usually, you know, the top dog in the NFL. So we look forward to it, especially in our division. And we know that it's going to be gritty, grimy. It's going to be tough. You know, every AFC North game. So we are excited every time we get to share the field with those guys, compete against those guys, and you know, those kind of matchups. You know, They don't you know, lie in the back of my mind. You know, we look forward to those every single time. So whether it's the Dolphins or it's the Chiefs, it's the Bills, you know, Ravens, all of them. You know, we look forward to those guys, and we look forward to, you know, making a statement every time we step on the field with great teams like that.
It's fun. That's what the NFL is about. Is being able to compete with the best and be able to show what you got. And, you know, it's a great opportunity for not just me, but this team to go against the best quarterbacks in this league. And each and every week, we got that opportunity. So it's definitely going to be some fun games and hopefully some shootouts. And, yeah, the job is to, you know, make sure we outscore the other opponent.
So that'll do it for the Friday edition of the Brownie Bites. It's always game day in Cleveland from the Greenbrier. I'm Daryl Ryder. For my partner, Andy Basco, I want to thank you for listening, downloading, and subscribing wherever you get your podcasts, including the free Odyssey app. And also thank you to those that watch us on YouTube. We'll be back on Saturday with another recap of day number 3 down here in the mountains of West Virginia. So once again, for my partner, Andy Baskin, I'm Daryl Ryder. Thanks for listening to the Brownie Bites edition of It's Always Game Day in Cleveland.